Okay, students, I am going to start the session. In today's class, we are going to see the different types of filter circuits with respect to the half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. How the how those filters can be divided into, we will see. Just a brief description of different types of filter circuits, like pi section filter, L section filter, like that. Different types of filters are there. From that filter, we are not going entire. Entire operation, we just see the what is the circuit diagram, what is its ripple quantity, like that we are going to see. Okay, like that we are going to see. Thereafter we will see the transistor circuit. We will enter into the transistor circuit. And what is transistor, what is the other name of transistor? It can be called as a bipolar junction transistor. And the types of transistors, that is PNP and NPN type of transistor, we will see. And what is the symbolic representation of transistor, and thereafter how that symbolic representation of transistor can be represented with respect to the laid type of transistor, as well as how that laid type of transistor can be connected, as well as the symbolic type of circuit can be connected, we will see. Okay, uh, those topics we are going to see in this class. Please tell me whether my screen is visible or not. Is it visible? Is it visible, students? This is the one type of circuit with different types of filter. This in this circuit we have used the inductive type of filter here. This we can call it as full wave rectifier with inductive filter. In the previous class, in our syllabus, actually, the filter circuits are dealt with only capacitor only. కెపాసిటర్తో చెప్పిన మనం చెప్పుకున్నాం కదమ్మా ప్రీవియస్గా. కెపాసిటర్తో చెప్పుకున్న ఫిల్టర్ ఆపరేషన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఇవేంటంటే కొన్నిసార్లు బియాండ్ సిలబస్ అడగచ్చు అనమాట. దానికోసం ఇవి ఒక చిన్న ఐడియా ఉంటుందని చెప్తున్నాం అనమాట. అది a ripple factor in half wave rectifier, we know this one, that is in half wave rectifier ripple factor is very high, that is 121 times, in terms of percentages 121 times more higher than the what is the actually signal we have possessed. And it is called in half wave rectifier, that is 1.21 times greater the ripple factor in half wave rectifier, whereas it is 0.48 in half in full wave rectifier, as well as in bridge rectifier. It should be made as minimum as possible here. That means this ripple factor is in half wave rectifier it is 1.21, whereas in full wave rectifier as well as in bridge rectifier it is 0.48. This ripple factor in terms of percentages, that is 48.3%, like that. That means we need to further reduce this ripple factor. Further reduce this ripple factor, we are supposed to have designing of more advanced filters. We are supposed to design. For this purpose, we are going for several types of filters are used. That are those common filters are inductor type of filter, capacitor type of filter, L section filter, pi section filter. L section filter as well as pi section filter. It is the shape of the filter network will be in the pi shape. We can call this as pi section filter, and this is the L section filter. Like that, we are going to divide here. In this, this is same as it is. This is the center tapped type of transformer. Two diodes are used, and these diodes, across this diode, one inductor is used here. One inductor is used. Accompanying with this inductor, load resistance is also attached with respect to the center tapped transformer. Center tapped load, across the center tapped load, one inductor is connected here, that is L. From load resistance RL, we are going to take out some output here. This is the circuit diagram for full wave rectifier with respect to inductor type of filter. inductor type of filter. This is the circuit diagram. In this way you are supposed to draw. After drawing this one, the ripple factor term will be derived, but we are deriving we are we are deriving only the uh, final term we have just notated here. That is gamma is equal to 1 by 3 root 2 RL by omega L. This is the formula for inductor type of filter with respect to the full wave rectifier. 1 by 3 root 2 RL by omega L, where omega L is the fundamental frequency component. Fundamental frequency component, omega is the fundamental frequency component, L is this value, RL is the load resistance value. Okay, in this way we can find out the ripple factor with respect to this inductor type of filter. Next one, similarly full wave rectifier with capacitor filter. With capacitor filter we have seen this one already. With capacitor filter, that is again center tapped transformer with the two diodes D1 and D2, and across this load resistance RL one capacitor is get connected, and one capacitor is going to be connected, and finally from this load resistance RL we are going to deduce the output voltage here. That is in this the ripple factor is given by the formula gamma is equal to 1 by 4 root 4 root 3 FRLC, where F is the frequency, RL is the load resistance, C is the capacitance. In this way, we can find out the what is the ripple factor of this full wave rectifier. Operation we have seen already. For different sake, for in order to identifying different circuits, how those components are going to be placed, I am telling this one. Okay. Next one, this is the L section filter. In this L section filter, we may use across this rectifier block, we may use half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, or bridge rectifier can be used. For this one, we are going to place some inductance L and capacitance C, and load resistance RL is also get attached, and those components are going to be grounded here. From this across the load resistance RL, we are going to deduce some output voltage here. In this way, inductor L is connected, capacitance C is connected in the parallel format. These capacitors and load resistance are connected, and V naught is connected. In the for this rectifier circuit in the series format, this inductance L is connected, and both capacitor and load resistance are connected in parallel format here. Then for this circuit, the ripple factor is given by gamma is equal to 0.03 by F square LC. L this value we are going to place here, and capacitor value we are going to place here. This is the frequency component. Frequency is going to be provided from this frequency component. L and C values, by providing L and C values, I can find out this ripple factor gamma in the L section filter. That is with respect to, it may be this rectifier may be a half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, or bridge rectifier. This is the generalized diagram for L section filter. This is the ripple factor term for L section filter. Okay, and next one is pi section filter. Pi section filter, again rectifier block. This rectifier block may consist of half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, or bridge rectifier. Here inductor L, same inductor L is placed, but with respect to this inductor, uh, between this inductor, capacitors are connected in parallel here. This capacitor C1 and capacitor C2. Adjacent to this one, this capacitor C2, one more resistor is placed, that is load resistance RL. From the load resistance RL, we are going to have the output voltage from the load resistance RL here. Across the load resistance RL, we are going to have the output voltage V naught. Output voltage V naught is going to be obtained. This is the shape of this. This circuit diagram is in the shape of pi. This L is connected here. This L is connected here, and these two are pi shape. This is just like the shape of pi. We can call this you can call this block diagram as pi section filter. Block diagram, generalized block diagram for pi section filter. If we are connected with a single diode in series, we can call this as with this as a half wave rectifier pi section filter. If you are connecting two diodes, we can take that it as full wave rectifier, pi junction filter, like that we can call it as. If we are placing four diodes in the bridge format, in the bridge format, four diodes are placed, I can call it as bridge rectifier pi section filter, like that. This ripple factor is going to be calculated by using this formula: gamma is equal to root 2 by 8 omega square RL C1 C2 L. This is the formula given here. This is omega is the natural frequency, RL is load resistance RL, C1 is this one, C2 is this one, and L value. By placing all these values, I can obtain the what is the ripple factor of the pi section filter. By this, in this by designing these different filter circuits, I can minimize the ripple factor, AC quantity, the unwanted AC quantity present in the signal can be minimized. In this way, we can obtain the ripple factor minimization by using this different filter circuits here. Okay, this is the these are the circuits, these are the circuits with respect to the induct. First one is inductor filter. This is inductance L is placed, with respect to inductance L is placed across the load resistance RL, and we can obtain the ripple factor formula as gamma is equal to 1 by 3 root 2 RL by omega L. This is with respect to the capacitor filter, that is given by ripple factor gamma is equal to 1 by 4 root 3 FRLC. The next one is L section filter. Here L section filter, that ripple factor is given by gamma is equal to 0.03 by F square LC. Next one is pi section filter. That ripple factor is given by root 2 8 omega cube RL C1 C2 L. This is these are the, in this way we need to construct or design the different types of filter circuit, that is with respect to inductance L, capacitance C, L section and pi section. ఈ వర్కింగ్ ఆపరేషను మనకి మనకి ఇంకా క్లియర్గా కావాలి అనుకుంటే యూ కెన్ గో త్రూ డిఫరెంట్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్. యూ కెన్ హ్యావ్ ది వర్కింగ్ అండ్ ఆపరేషన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వన్ అండ్ డెరివేషన్ పార్ట్ ఆల్సో. ఓకే, ఫర్ knowing sake I am telling this one, just giving a brief idea regarding these filters. Okay, you can easily analyze by knowing we have the already basic concept of half wave rectifier analysis part. We know full wave rectifier as well as bridge rectifier. By utilizing the same concept, we can analyze these circuits also very easily. Okay, students, am I audible? Alaji, Bhargav?
Sir, yes, sir, audible, sir.
Okay. Next one is this unit is we are entering into the third unit. In that third unit, first topic is regarding transistors. Second part in this third unit is FETs and what field effect transistors. First, this is transistor. After the end of this brief introduction, I will show you some small video also. Okay, first, a bipolar junction transistor is a 3-terminal device. It consists of, let me draw this one, it consists of 3 terminals here. It is a bipolar, means we are going to consider both the charge carriers. We are going to consider only in previously unipolar means only majority carriers. If I am considering only majority carriers, I can call this as unipolar charge carriers. Majority carriers consider cheste adi, that may be a electrons or holes, I can treat that it as unipolar device. Here in diodes we may consider, whereas we will consider only majority charge carriers, that is electrons, in the PN junction diodes, like that. Whereas in transistors we are supposed to consider both the charge carriers, that means these electrons and holes. That's why we are treating this as bipolar. Bipolar means considering both the majority charge carriers as well as minority charge carriers in the across the junction. some transfer of resistance is taking place across the junction. It is creating, I am going to take the p type material as well as n type material as well as some p type material in the layered format. In the layered format, I am going to place p type material and n type material and p type material. I am going to place, let it be, this is one pn diode and this is one PN diode. That means transistor is a combination of two diodes. టూ డయోడ్స్ మనం ఎస్సీఆర్లో చూసాం కదమ్మా, ఇట్లాగా పిఎన్ లేయర్స్ 4 లేయర్స్ ఉంటాయని చెప్పి చూసాం కదా, సేమ్ అట్లానే ఇక్కడ ట్రాన్సిస్టర్లు వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు ప్లేస్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ సెమీ కండక్టర్ మెటీరియల్, దట్ ఈస్ పీ టైప్, ఎన్ టైప్ అండ్ p type, n type and p type, like that what we have seen in SCR, that is 4 layered, whereas here this is 3 layered. This is 3 layered or 3 regions అంటాం అన్నమాట. 3 regions are 3 layered. This, 3 layered or 3 regions we are going to see here. This transistor is a 3-terminal device. Those 3 terminals are, first one is base terminal, collector terminal and emitter terminal. That is the meaning of 3 terminals. It consists of 3 terminals, that is base terminal, emitter terminal and collector terminal. Sequence is emitter, base and collector. Sequence is emitter, base and collector. Okay. Operates depends upon the interaction of majority and minority. That's why we are calling this as bipolar. That operation mainly depends upon the majority charge carriers as well as minority charge carriers. So we can call this as bipolar. That is the meaning of bipolar. Hence it is named as bipolar device. Bipolar device it is named. And transistor means transfer of resistance. We can call this as simply transfer of resistance. Transfer resistor, that is signals are transferred from one level of resistance to another level of resistance. And for time being, we can tell it as transistor means transfer of resistance from one level of resistance to the another level of resistance. Let it be, normally in ideal case, transfer of resistance from low resistance path. It may be a low resistance circuit, that is across the input side, into the high resistance across the output side. Formally it may be a low resistance across input side and high resistance across output side. Like that we are going to maintain. It may vary, depends upon the circuit operation and the circuit requirements or the circuit designing part. These resistance values, input may be high and output may be low, can be maintained. In the further sessions we will see how this circuit is going to be maintained. Input across the input side, that resistance, why that resistance is going to be maintained as low, and across the output side why that resistance is maintained as high value, and vice versa, how those are going to be interchanged. Like that we are going to see. In this way, the transfer of resistance is taking place from one circuit level to the another circuit level. Let it be that circuit level is across input side, and another circuit level is that is across output side. Simply across input side ఒక resistance ఉంటే output side ఇంకొక resistance ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. That is known as transfer of resistance. Okay. Basically it consists of back to back PN junctions joined together, that is back to back. This is one PN junction, this is one PN junction. It is connected back to back here. Basically 2 PN junctions I am going to obtain here, joined together to form single piece of semiconductor crystal. This is it is giving out single crystal PN junction semiconductor crystal. Next one, these two junctions give 3 regions called, these 3 regions are 3 terminals we are going to obtain from these 2 junctions. Those are emitter, first one is emitter, next one is base and next one is collector. ఈ 2 జంక్షన్స్ నుంచి మనం ఒక 3 టెర్మినల్స్ డ్రా చేస్తాం అనమాట. ఆ 3 టెర్మినల్సే ఎమిటర్ టెర్మినల్, బేస్ టెర్మినల్, కలెక్టర్ టెర్మినల్ అని చెప్తున్నాం అనమాట. These two junctions give three regions called emitter, base and collector. Okay, we are going to draw these three terminals from these three layers. From these three layers we can treat that three layers as emitter, base and collector. Emitter, base and collector. Okay, and the application of these transistors, there are several applications are there. For time being we have given only one or two here, for minimizing the complication of the transistor topic. For just I am for time being sake, I have provided only two applications here, that is, let it be some amplifiers, oscillators and digital circuits. It is going to be used in amplifier. Basic main applications are amplifiers. With respect to amplifiers, oscillators and digital circuits, like that we are going to use. In analog circuits also we are going to use this transistor, like that. Here this is about basic view is transistor is a bipolar junction transistor. Bipolar means what is bipolar? Anyone please respond. What is bipolar? What is the meaning of bipolar?
Allows both
No.
majority and minority charge carriers.
No. Considering of majority and minority charge carriers is known as bipolar. What is junction then? What is junction? What is junction? That layers we are creating the three layers. By using the three layers, I am getting two junctions here. I am going to obtain one junction here and as well as two junctions. These depletion region junctions are going to be widening or shrinking of the junctions may takes place with respect to the biasing condition. మనం ఏదైతే వోల్టేజ్ అప్లై చేస్తున్నామో ఆ వోల్టేజ్ని బట్టి the transfer of charge carriers are going to be takes place from one terminal to the another terminal. Let it be from emitter terminal to the collector terminal. The charge carriers complete flowing of all the charge carriers will takes place by proper biasing of the transistor, and it will create the junction resistances here. That going to create some junction resistances. If the flow of current is high, then junction resistance is going to be eliminated, and that resistance is going to be very small. If the if the flow of current is very low, or the voltage applied to that particular transistor is very low, then that those across the junctions, I may come across some high amount of resistance there, as well as the flow of current is very very nominal or low value. I am going to find out, like that. Across the junction, the variation of the current flow may takes place here. Bipolar junction transistor means transfer of resistance, that is from one level, that is from input circuit side. You may come across one resistor value, and across output side you may come across other resistance value, like that. That may be high or low. Depends upon the application. We are going to consider there. Okay, these are the key points. And the terminals of transistor is emitter, base and collector. Emitter, base and collector. The application of basic application of transistors, amplifiers and oscillators. And this is about basic introduction. Thereafter we will see a junction transistor. A junction transistor consists of a silicon crystal. Junction transistor consists of a silicon crystal in which a layer of n-type semiconductor material is sandwiched between two layers of p-type semiconductor material. That means n-type semiconductor material, PNP, it is talking about regarding PNP type of transistor. A junction transistor consists of these are p-type and n-type and p-type materials, semiconductor materials, that is made up of silicon. Let it be, that is made up of silicon, in which the layer of n-type semiconductor material, this n-type semiconductor material is sandwiched between two p-type semiconductor material. అంటే ఒక n-type semiconductor material ఒక n-type semiconductor material తీసుకొని p-type semiconductor material డిప్ చేస్తే we can come across this PNP type of transistor. Okay, Similarly, one p-type semiconductor material is sandwiched between two n-type semiconductor material. We can call the transistor as npn type of transistor. జస్ట్ సింపుల్గా చెప్పాలి అంటే ఒక ఎన్ టైప్ ఒక పీ టైప్ సెమీకండక్టర్ మెటీరియల్ తీసుకొని ఒక టూ ఎన్ టైప్ మెటీరియల్ మధ్యలో పెడితే వీ కెన్ కాల్ ద ట్రాన్సిస్టర్ యాజ్ ఎన్పిఎన్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ transistor. Similarly, one n-type semiconductor material is sandwiched between two p-type semiconductor material. I can call this transistor as PNP type of transistor. PNP type of transistor. Therefore, from this basic view, I can divide these transistors into two types. That is PNP type of transistor and NPN type of transistor. First one is PNP type of transistor. Second one is NPN type of transistor. There are two types of transistors. There are two types of transistors, that is PNP and NPN. And the arrow on the emitter specifies whether the transistor is PNP or NPN type. The arrowhead, this is the arrowhead. Let me draw it. This is the arrowhead. The arrowhead specifies the కన్వెన్షనల్ కరెంట్ ఫ్లో. మనకి డయోడ్ ఉంది కదమ్మా, ఈ డయోడ్ ఉంది కదా, ఆ డయోడ్ యారో హెడ్ ఎట్లా చెప్తుందని చెప్పాము ఫస్ట్లోనే, కన్వెన్షనల్ current flow. This is the conventional current flow. That is the meaning is whole current flow. That is the meaning of whole current flow. That is the opposite of electron flow. Electron flow. This arrowhead indicates conventional current flow. Similarly, here this arrowhead also represents the conventional current flow here, direction of conventional current flow. This arrowhead represents whether the transistor is PNP or NPN. PNP or NPN. If the arrowhead is inverse, the arrowhead inverts inside the transistor వెళ్తుంది అనుకోండమ్మా, I can treat the transistor is PNP type of transistor. PNP type of transistor. In operation we will see more detailedly why this conventional head is towards the transistor is indicated, how it is indicated and why it is indicated. We will see more detailedly. Don't worry. For our convenience, for time being, just remember it as this arrowhead, this emitter arrowhead into the transistor. I can treat this as PNP type of transistor. Arrowhead inverts means that is PNP type of transistor. If this arrowhead outwards means that is we can treat the transistor as PNP type of transistor. PNP type of transistor. And this is the layered diagram for PNP type of transistor. This is let it be, this is p-type semiconductor material, n-type semiconductor material and p-type semiconductor material. I am going to draw three terminals here. I am going to draw three terminals, that is from middle terminal, from middle layer. From this middle layer I am going to draw one terminal. Let it be, that terminal is base terminal. That terminal is base terminal. This is the terminal. The terminal is base terminal. And from p-type semiconductor material, other end of this p-type semiconductor material, I am going to draw another terminal, that is emitter terminal. And from other side of p-type semiconductor material, I am going to draw another terminal, that is collector terminal. First one is base terminal. First one is base terminal. Next one is emitter terminal. And next one is base terminal. I am going to draw from this layered type of PNP type of transistor. Three terminals are drawn. First one is emitter terminal, middle terminal is base terminal, and third one is collector terminal. This is the sequence. In this way, this is the sequence. I am going to take each and every terminal. First one is emitter terminal, next one is base terminal, and next one is collector terminal. Emitter, base and collector. EBC, simply EBC. మన ల్యాబ్లో రిప్రజెంట్ చేసేది వేరు, ఆ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ వేరు. ఈ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఏంటంటే ఇట్లా జనరలైజ్డ్గా రిప్రజెంటేషన్ అనమాట. పిఎన్పి టైప్ ఆఫ్ ట్రాన్సిస్టర్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ త్రీ టెర్మినల్స్, దట్ ఈస్ ఎమిటర్, బేస్ అండ్ కలెక్టర్. దిస్ ఈస్ ది layered type of diagram. Similarly, that this is the layered diagram for NPN transistor, that is N-type semiconductor material, P-type semiconductor material and N-type semiconductor material. Similarly, whereas in PNP type of transistor, I am going to draw three terminals here. Those three terminals are across this N terminal. I am going to draw one terminal, that is emitter terminal. From P layer, I am going to draw another layer, another terminal, that is base terminal. And from this n layer semiconductor material, I am going to draw another terminal, that is collector terminal. Emitter, base, and collector. Like that, I am going to draw three terminals in the NPN transistor also. First transistor type is PNP type of transistor. Second transistor type is NPN type of transistor. How to create the layered diagram of both the transistors we have seen. Okay, PNP as well as NPN type of transistor. Thereafter, this is these two diagrams regarding a layered type of transistor, whereas these two are symbolic representation of transistor. Symbolic representation of transistor. This transistor, before going to this symbolic representation of transistor, we will see this diagram. Let it be this NPN, NPN, NPN. This is one diode, and this is another diode. Like that, I am going to give the notation with respect to the two diodes here. Let it be, this is N type, this is N type, and this is P type. This is anode. Let it be, this is anode, this is cathode, this is again anode, this is cathode. Like that, we know this one. Similarly, this is N type. This cathode terminal represents N, whereas this anode terminal represents P. This is P, and this is N. This is N. Like this, we can represent NPN type of transistor. That means two diodes are connected back to back. With respect to the cathode, from cathode terminals, I am going to draw one terminal, that is emitter terminal. In between, I am going to draw another terminal, that is base terminal, and across another extreme point of cathode terminal, that is collector terminal. Emitter, base, and collector. In this way, this is the diagram with respect to the diode format. Diode format representation లో equivalent circuit డ్రా చేయమంటే ఇట్లా డ్రా చేయాలన్నమాట. డయోడ్స్ రిప్రజెంట్ బైపోలార్ జంక్షన్ ట్రాన్సిస్టర్ యూజింగ్ డయోడ్స్ అంటే ఇట్లా రిప్రజెంట్ చేయాలి. యూజింగ్ డయోడ్స్ మీన్స్ వీ కెన్ రిప్రజెంట్ ద డయాగ్రామ్ లైక్ దిస్. That same represent that same symbol. This symbol I am going to represent in this way by using two diode format. Similarly, for PNP type of transistor, we will see same. This is the PNP type of transistor, P type. This is one diode, and this is another diode, that is PN. This is the anode terminal, cathode terminal, anode terminal. Like that. Anode terminal, I am going to treat that anode terminal as P type material, and cathode terminal as N type semiconductor material, and this is N type semiconductor material, and P type semiconductor material. In this way, I can represent this PNP type of transistor by using two diodes back to back. Two diodes back to back can be connected like this with respect to the PNP type of transistor and NPN type of transistor. This is the layered diagram for PNP type of transistor, and layered diagram for NPN type of transistor. The same diagram can be represented by using diode format, that is diodes are connected back to back. ఆ cathode terminal నుంచి నేను కనెక్ట్ చేశాను అనుకున్నాం. ఆ cathode terminal నుంచి నేను కనెక్ట్ చేస్తే I can treat that those two cathode terminals as N type semiconductor material. In between, one P type semiconductor material is connected. I can treat that symbol with respect to the diodes, that is NPN type of transistor, whereas anode terminals are connected extreme points, and in between cathode terminal is there. Then I can treat the transistor as PNP type of transistor. Okay, this is the representation with respect to layered type. This is with respect to diodes. In between, I have given the three terminal representation of transistor. Three terminal representation of transistor means you can represent this transistor in this way also. In this way, you can represent. For our convenience, I am making position different here. ఆ పొజిషన్ మనకి అర్థం అవటం కోసం ఇట్లా వేస్తాం అనమాట యాక్చువల్గా. దట్ ఈస్ దిస్ ఈస్ ద సేమ్ డయాగ్రామ్. దిస్ ఈస్ బేస్ టెర్మినల్, కలెక్టర్ టెర్మినల్ అండ్ ఎమిటర్ టెర్మినల్. దాన్నే కొంచెం ఇన్వర్ట్ చేసాం, ఒక 90 degrees షిఫ్ట్ చేసాం అనమాట. 90 degrees షిఫ్ట్ చేస్తే ఇట్లా అయిందనమాట. యాంటీ క్లాక్ వైజ్లో ఇదే డయాగ్రామ్ని 90 degrees షిఫ్ట్ చేస్తే ఇట్లా వస్తుందన్నమాట. Then that is if the arrowhead is outwards, I can treat this transistor as NPN type of transistor. Arrowhead is outwards means we can treat this transistor as NPN type of transistor. Similarly here if the arrowhead is inwards, I can treat this transistor is a PNP type of transistor. Base terminal, emitter terminal, this is the emitter terminal and collector terminal. In this way we can represent the same symbol in different formats అంటాం. అది జస్ట్ ఏంటంటే కొంచెం ఒక ట్విస్ట్, ఒక ఇదేంటంటే ఇది బేస్ టెర్మినల్ని కామన్గా తీసుకుంటున్నట్టు. బేస్ టెర్మినల్ కామన్గా తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఇట్లా బేస్ టెర్మినల్ తీసుకొని అట్లా డయాగ్రామ్ రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం. ఎట్లయినా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం. యూ కెన్ డ్రా దిస్ డయాగ్రామ్ ఫర్ యువర్ కన్వీనియన్స్ ఫార్మాట్ అనమాట. ఇన్ యువర్ కన్వీనియన్స్ ఫార్మాట్ యూ కెన్ డ్రా దిస్ డయాగ్రామ్. Just I am going to give some clarification regarding this rotating of this transistor model. That's it. If arrowhead is outwards means that transistor is a NPN type of transistor. If the arrowhead if arrow symbol conventional current flow, that is inwards means that is PNP type of transistor. This is the difference between layered diagram, symbolic diagram of three terminal diagram of transistor, and diode symbolic diode representation of transistor. These are the different formats అనమాట. ఏ సింబల్ అడిగినా సరే మీకు వైవాలో కొన్నిసార్లు ఇట్లా లేడ్ డయాగ్రామ్ అడగచ్చు, కొన్నిసార్లు 3 టెర్మినల్ డయాగ్రామ్ అడగచ్చు, కొన్నిసార్లు డయోడ్ టెర్మినల్ డయాగ్రామ్ కూడా అడగచ్చు అనమాట. అది దట్స్ వై ఐ హ్యావ్ గివెన్ 3 representations here. First one is layered, next one is 3 terminal format, and the next one is diode format. Okay. నెక్స్ట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ది బేసిక్ ఫంక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఈచ్ టెర్మినల్. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఈ టెర్మినల్స్ మనకు తెలుసు కదా, బేస్ టెర్మినల్, ఎమిటర్ టెర్మినల్ అండ్ కలెక్టర్ టెర్మినల్. దీస్ 3 terminals, we know these 3 terminals. What is the basic function of each terminal we will see now. Okay. And first one is emitter terminal. The main function of the emitter is to supply majority charge carriers that may be either with respect to NPN type of transistor. N type of semiconductor material is large over there. I can represent that is the majority charge carriers. So NPN type of transistor lo majority charge carriers are N type semiconductor material, majority charge carriers are electrons. Therefore in NPN type of transistor we can consider that majority charge carriers are electrons there. Whereas in PNP type of transistor, P semiconductor material is high over there. Therefore majority charge carrier for P type semiconductor material holes are majority charge carriers. So the main function of the emitter is to supply majority charge carriers, that is either electrons or holes. That is depends upon the type of transistor we are using to the that is electrons or holes. Those charge carriers are transmitted to the base, and hence it is heavily doped in composition. This emitter is heavily doped semi layered anamata. Ee three layers to compare cheste emitter is heavily doped when compared to the other regions anamata. Its job is to emit or inject electrons into the base. Its job, the major job or the major function of the emitter is to emit or inject electrons into the base. Simply inject electrons into the base. That is known as emitter function. That is the basic function of emitter. Next one, base. This region is very lightly doped. This is lightly doped. Base terminal is lightly doped and is very thin, and it is very thin. This base terminal, this base layer is very thin when compared to these layers. These two layers, this is smaller one. This is smaller one, and this is larger layer. Width of this collector is high, and somewhat moderate, and this is very thin. ఈ బేస్ రీజన్ అనేది థిన్గా ఉంటుంది. ఈ విడ్త్ కూడా థిన్గా ఉంటుంది. వెరాస్ this layer, collector layer is high, whereas this emitter layer is moderate, like that. The main function of emitter is to supply majority charge carriers to the base, and it is a heavily doped emitter is heavily doped. Its job is to emit or inject electrons into the base. Next one, base. This region is very lightly doped and it is very thin. Approximately that region maybe in the length or width format, it may be 10 power minus 6 meters. That means 1 micrometer, like that. The width maybe takes place here. That much thin amount of material, that is the base material. So that it may pass most of the injected charge carriers to the collector. Via this base terminal, the majority charge carriers are transmitted to the collector. This base terminal is lightly doped and it is very thin, that is in the range of micrometer, that is micron, so that it may pass most of the injected charge carriers to the collector. So that it is pass the most of the injected charge carriers to the collector. That means it acts as a మీడియంగా ఇది యాక్ట్ చేస్తుందమ్మా. ఎమిట్ చేస్తే, ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఎమిట్ చేస్తే, దట్ బేస్ విల్ bypasses those electrons to the collector. It acts as a medium between the emitter and collector. It bypasses, simply we can treat it as bypasses those electrons here, bypasses those majority charge carriers, whereas here simply we can treat it as emits or injects electrons into the base. This base will takes that electrons and it is transmitted to the collector. And collector, the main function of the collector is to collect that majority carriers. It is main function is to collect the majority charge carriers through the base, and it is moderately doped. This doping level is different. Width of the layers is different. Doping levels ఏమో ఇది డోపింగ్ లెవెల్స్, విడ్త్ ఆఫ్ ది రీజన్స్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్ అమ్మ. వాటిలో రెండిట్లు చూసుకొని మీరు కొంచెం ఏమన్నా, డోపింగ్ లెవెల్స్ ఎమిటర్కి హెవీగా ఉంటుంది, విడ్త్ ఏమో మోడరేట్గా ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనా? విడ్త్ వేరు, డోపింగ్ లెవెల్స్ వేరు. బేస్ ఈజ్ lightly doped, the width is very thin, whereas a collector, it is moderately doped. This is moderately doped. The width is high. The main function of the collector, it is to collect majority charge carriers through the base, and it is moderately doped. Collector is the largest of the three regions. That means the width of this collector, the width of this collector is very high. That's why it is I am treating that is the collector is largest of the three regions. అంటే ఈ విడ్త్ అమ్మ, ఈ ఎమిటర్ విడ్త్, ఈ కలెక్టర్ విడ్త్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. వెన్ కంపేర్డ్ టు దీస్ టూ రీజన్స్, దట్ ఈస్ బేస్ రీజన్ విడ్త్, ఎమిటర్ రీజన్ విడ్త్ కంపేర్ చేస్తే ఈ కలెక్టర్ రీజన్ విడ్త్ హెవీగా ఉంటుంది అనమాట, ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. అది దట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ దట్ వన్. Here, collector is the largest of the three regions. It must dissipate more heat than emitter or base. It is going to dissipate, the output is going to be take across the collector terminal. So that is it dissipates more heat. That collector region will dissipate more heat across the output side. We can treat that. So it is going to be manufactured with లార్జర్ విడ్త్ అనమాట. లార్జర్ విడ్త్, అందుకని డిసిపేషన్ గురించి కూడా ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి క్రియేటెడ్ విత్ లార్జర్ విడ్త్స్ ఇన్ ది మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఎనీ ట్రాన్సిస్టర్. హియర్ the arrow is always at the emitter, which indicates conventional current flow. Arrowhead inwards means that is PNP, arrowhead outwards means that is NPN. Arrowhead inwards ఉంటే PNP అంటాం, arrowhead outwards ఉంటే NPN అంటాం అనమాట. ఓకే, and tell me, anyone please tell me, what is the function of emitter? Roll number 50. Roll number 50. Roll number 50. Emitter function which emits electrons. Base function which bypasses those electrons to the collector. Collector function which collects that majority charge carriers through the base. And this emitter is heavily doped but is moderately, the width is moderate, base is lightly doped, the width is very thin, collector is moderately doped, but that width is very heavy. That width is very heavy when compared to the both emitter and base terminals. That width is very high. This arrowhead upon the emitter indicates conventional current flow. That is conventional current flow with respect to the whole current flow. We can treat that current flow as whole current flow, opposite of the electron flow. That arrowhead inwards means that is PNP type of transistor. That arrowhead outwards means that is NPN type of transistor. This is about construction of transistor. In this way, we can give the construction of transistor and types of transistor we have seen for this class. Okay. In the next class, we will describe or discuss more elaborately regarding this one. Please, I will show you some small video regarding this one. Please look into that one. Is it visible? Students, is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. Audio? Are you getting that audio?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right.
Bipolar junction transistors consist of either a PNP or NPN semiconductor sandwich structure. The bipolar junction transistor is commonly referred to as a BJT. A BJT is so named because the controlled current must go through two types of semiconductor material, P and N. The current consists of both electron and hole flow in different parts of the BJT. These are the schematic symbols for NPN and PNP bipolar junction transistors. The three leads of a BJT are called the emitter, base, and collector. The emitter lead can always be identified by the arrow. The direction of the arrow identifies the type of BJT. An easy way to determine which type of BJT is depicted by the symbol is to look at the arrow. Remember that the arrow of an NPN is not pointed in, NPN. The BJT functions as a current regulator by allowing a small amount of emitter base current to control a larger collector emitter current. In order for the BJT to properly function as a current regulator, the controlling base emitter current and the controlled collector emitter current must be going in the proper direction. This is achieved by applying the proper voltage biasing. Transistors may be used as switching elements to control DC power to a load. In a conventional mechanical switch, the electrical contacts move to open and close. When the switch is actuated, all of the circuit current travels through the switch. There are many disadvantages to this type of circuit design, some of which are the damage to the mechanical switch due to arcing, heating, and the potential risk of shock to the operator. A transistor can be used as a solid-state relay and offers an alternative to a mechanical switch. With the proper current and voltage biasing, the transistor can be turned on or off. The controlling current and voltage is typically very small compared to the controlled current and voltage. This allows for reduced risk to the operator, minimizes arcing, and creates many other control options, such as a TTL control signal. When a transistor has zero current through it, it is said to be in a state of cutoff. The transistor is fully non-conducting or off. When a transistor has maximum current through it, it is said to be in a state of saturation. The transistor is fully conducting or on. Tested with a multimeter in the resistance or diode check modes, A transistor behaves like two back-to-back PN junctions, or better known as a simple diode. The BJT must have proper voltage applied to bias the transistor on or off. The emitter-base PN junction must be forward biased, which will allow collector-emitter current to flow. It is the potential difference between the emitter-base PN junction that turns the transistor on. However, it's very important to note that it is the emitter-base current flow that regulates the amount of current between the collector and emitter. The reverse biased base collector junction normally blocks any current from going through the transistor between emitter and collector. Bipolar junction transistors have many different uses and are found in almost every electronic circuit. It is important to understand the fundamental theory of operation of these devices.